To be the difference between them and Burnley. 4 wins out of 4. Yet when it comes to entertainment, maybe we're not getting quite from Liverpool what we were expecting. Mark Ogden is with us. The boys talked about this yesterday, and I'm intrigued to get your view, because I think maybe former players look at it different than fans. If you think back 12 months, Mo Salah was arguably the best player in the world. You know, when Liverpool went to Old Trafford, beat Man United 3-0, he was fantastic. It just started the season so brilliantly, and I feel that he has trended down. As the season went on, obviously, the game against PSG, those 2 legs, he was anonymous. He started this season. I know he's got 2 goals, but has he really contributed, as you would expect,
No.
your best paid player to play?
No, not yet.
So, but how much time do you give him? How much is his presence on the pitch an influence that maybe we don't quite understand?
Well, you're not going to... Look, are we having a conversation here about dropping Mo Salah?
I think I'm just asking, why is he not delivering what he used to?
Well,
why have we seen this drop?
There's this... Shall I get the terminology right?
Tell me. Father Time?
Father Time.
Okay.
Mother Nature.
Yes.
As I say. It's always wrong. Everything I say in this show is wrong.
Yes.
You lost me at 360.
I was correct. So you have... It's only been 6 months, so that's not really a factor. But, you know, these things start creeping in. He's got his big new contract. Doesn't seem to me to be a player who loses his desire because he's got a squillion dollars in the bank. I think it's more, if it was just about that, he'd have gone to Saudi Arabia. So it's about success for him, it's about goals, it's about the team winning, it's about the big trophies, the Champions League and all these. But there is this thing that affects every player, not just confidence, affects every player, called form. And you don't know when it's coming, and you don't know when it's going. And sometimes when you're out of form, it's hard to find it. And sometimes you're on the training ground, and you put an extra half an hour or an extra hour in, or you come in early and you go in the gym, because you're trying to find something to get back in your groove. And what Mo Salah has shown over the piece, that when he has lost form, he's found something to get back in the groove and scored big, huge, important goals. The question will be, and we've had this, which is slightly subsided by the signings of Alexander Isak and Hugo Ekitike, is that when this happens, and it happens to everybody, are others going to be able to step up and bridge the gap of his magnificent record? And I think the answer is, with the signings, it should be. I can't answer you if this fall-off at the moment is going to be a 10-month, a 6-month, a 3-month, or he's going to shrug it off. We just don't know that. But what we do know, he's not looking as sharp as he was. And, you know, he's shown before that he can get back to this big game player. But as every year goes by and every season goes by, it does become more and more difficult. It's as simple as that.
I can imagine Liverpool fans going, "You idiot, Thomas. He scored the winning goal. He's the reason they got the 3 points. He was the one who stepped up and took the penalty." For those big moments, is the kind of the risk worth the reward if he's not doing enough during the 90 minutes?
But we've had this conversation about Mo Salah before. And you only have to watch a Liverpool game with Stevie Nicol to kind of know how frustrating Mo Salah can be for 89 minutes. Whether he scores...
Well, they're both frustrating.
Well, yeah, whether he scores in the first or the 90th. That's who Mo Salah has been from time to time. There have been moments where he's been simply brilliant throughout, but there's been others where it's been frustrating, but still, come the moment, steps up the man. And that for me is no different. And while a lot of the focus has been on the likes of Wirtz and Ekitike and Isak, who is still to come, Mo Salah is also playing in a new front three and trying to get that understanding as well. Now, I'm less concerned...
With a new fullback behind him.
With a new fullback. So I'm less concerned about Mo Salah figuring that out than I am about so many other, not just players in Liverpool, but so many other teams in the league. And the cushion to all of this is, while Liverpool have been decidedly average by their own standards, they are perfect.
Sure.
And that gives you a platform to at least build on. Had Liverpool lost those 4 games, and let's be honest, they've not been great, but now all of a sudden there are a lot more questions about Arne Slot, there's a lot more questions about the signings and how you turn that around. While you're winning games, while you're picking up points, it's great that you can figure those parts out without really any sense of panic. And that's where Liverpool are right now. Not playing well, they know that as much as anyone, but you also know that they're going to get it right.
Oggy, what do you think?
Well, throughout the last 2 or 3 months of the season, Salah did stop scoring a little bit. I think maybe at January, February time, he was on course to break Erling Haaland's record for most goals in a season on 36. I think he was maybe 7 short, and he didn't do it. So he did slow down a little bit. And obviously, he's 33 now. Clearly, he's got the African Cup of Nations coming as well this season. So whether he's kind of trying to pace himself because he knows he's got a difficult summer, but you know, Salah's one of the cleverest players I've ever seen, and I don't think it's insignificant that both his goals this season have come in like the last kick of the game. It basically conserves his energy and glides through games the first 60, 70 minutes. And he knows that it becomes important towards the end of the game when he gets more space or he can create an assist. And I think he probably knows himself that by bringing in Isak, by bringing in Ekitike and bringing in Wirtz, that Liverpool are planning for a future without him. So I think all of it comes together that maybe he's not going to be the guy that scores 25, 30 goals a season anymore, but he will still score, as Craig says, the big important games. If you need a guy to score a winning goal in the Champions League quarter-final second leg, it's going to be Mo Salah. But maybe he's evolving his game to get more out of himself. And I think, you know, why did Liverpool give him a 2-year contract in the summer? Well, they couldn't afford to let him go as well as Trent Alexander-Arnold. They had to keep Mo Salah, but they've kept him and they've also built for life after Mo Salah as well. And I think at the minute we're just kind of seeing the in-between of that. But I would never write off Mo Salah. I think he's up there with Thierry Henry and Eric Cantona and Cristiano Ronaldo as the best player the Premier League's ever seen.
It's not a bad trait to have, though, isn't it? That, you know, we just saw that graphic there. When you're not playing well, Xhaka touched on it. It is winning games late. You know, just keep grinding away.
Yes, yeah.
It's what wins you leagues.
And psychologically for the opponents, I imagine, like you came up against that Manchester United side who are renowned with Fergie time. Things. It's in your head.
You had that game at Newcastle. He brings the kid on.
Yes.
Game was getting away from him. He scores a great goal. Bournemouth, the first game of the season. Arsenal was late. This one at the weekend was late. It's not perfect. You don't, as a player and as a manager, you don't want it. It's lovely to be 3-0 up with 10 minutes to go and you can just control the game. That's the perfect scenario, but you don't win a league by doing that every week. It's just not going to happen. And grinding results out is what Arsenal are going. If Arsenal are the main contenders, and we think they are, they're going to have to grind results out this year.
Yes.
Not always going to be perfect. They're going to have to grind it out. And City the same. The big question is whether they can. But it's a good trait to have from a Liverpool perspective, is that the machine is not that well oiled at the moment, but they're getting the results, and they're getting the results late. So they're just keeping hammering at that door. And when you get back in that dressing room after you've ground away, it's almost like you're beating a team 3 or 4-0. Right. You just keep them going and you're hammering away. That's what Liverpool are doing at the moment.
All right, Reds, settle in with your brew, because we need to have a proper chat about something that's been winding me up all week. After watching Mo Salah bury that 95th minute penalty against Burnley to keep our perfect start alive, I'm hearing whispers about whether he's past his best. Honestly, the audacity of some people never ceases to amaze me. Let me paint you a picture of where we stand right now. 4 games, 4 wins, and sitting pretty at the top of the league. Our talisman has 2 goals already, both coming when it mattered most. Classic Salah timing. Yet because he's not replicating that otherworldly form from 12 months ago when he was genuinely the planet's best player, suddenly everyone's a tactical expert, questioning his contribution. Before we dive deeper into this madness, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. Because trust me, with the way this season's unfolding and transfer windows getting spicier by the day, you won't want to miss what's coming next. The Reds are building something special under Arne Slot, and we're going to be here breaking down every twist and turn. Here's what's really happening at Anfield, and why anyone writing off Mo Salah needs their head examined. Yes, he's evolved his game. Yes, he's not the same player who was terrorizing defenses week in, week out during that magical 2023 period. But evolution isn't decline, it's adaptation, and that's exactly what champions do. Watch how Salah operates now compared to 2 seasons ago. He's become the ultimate game manager, conserving energy like a seasoned boxer who knows exactly when to throw the knockout punch. Those first 60 minutes might look pedestrian to casual observers, but he's reading the game, creating space for others, and positioning himself for those crucial moments when tired legs and frayed nerves create opportunities. The ESPN lads got it spot on when they mentioned both his goals this season coming at the death. That's not coincidence, that's calculated brilliance. While everyone else is running on fumes, Salah's still got petrol in the tank because he's been smart about when and where to use his energy. It's the difference between a sprinter and a marathon runner, and our Egyptian king has transformed into the latter. Let's address the elephant in the room. Father time. At 33, with the African Cup of Nations looming and a grueling Premier League campaign ahead, Salah's managing his body like the professional athlete he is. The man's been carrying Liverpool's attacking burden for 7 years. 7 years of being marked by 2 or 3 defenders, kicked from pillar to post, and expected to be our saviour in every big moment. The beauty of this season is that he doesn't have to do it alone anymore. Alexander Isak's arrival, the emergence of Harvey Elliott, and the tactical flexibility Slot's bringing means Salah can pick his moments. When that Champions League quarter-final second leg rolls around and we need someone to step up in the biggest moment, who do you want on the ball? Exactly. Here's something that's being overlooked in all this hand-wringing. Liverpool's perfect start, while supposedly playing below their best. That's not a bug. It's a feature. The greatest teams in Premier League history, think Ferguson's United or Pep's City, all had that ability to grind out results when the pretty football wasn't flowing. We're doing exactly that right now. Those late winners aren't just 3 points. They're psychological warfare. Ask any Newcastle fan about that comeback goal, or Bournemouth supporters about how it felt to have victory snatched away at the death. That mentality gets into opponents' heads. They know that even when they've got Liverpool on the ropes, there's always that lingering threat of Mo Salah producing something magical. The tactical shift under Slot is crucial context too. We're not playing Klopp's heavy metal football anymore. This is more jazz, more nuanced, more sustainable over a 38-game season. Salah's adapting to a system that values control over chaos, and that adjustment takes time. But when the pieces fall into place, this Liverpool side could be even more dangerous than what came before. What really gets my goat is this narrative that somehow Salah's big contract has made him complacent. This is a man who turned down Saudi millions because he wanted to stay and compete for the biggest trophies in world football. If money was his motivation, he'd be counting oil money in Riyadh right now, not tracking back to help Trent defensively at Turf Moor. The signing of Isak and the development of our younger players isn't about replacing Salah. It's about creating a system where he can be most effective. When you've got genuine threats across the front line, defenses can't just double or triple up on our number 11. That space, those fractional moments of hesitation from defenders, that's where Salah thrives. Looking ahead, we've got a monster fixture list coming up, and European nights are returning to Anfield. These are the moments when champions separate themselves from the pack, when experience and big game mentality matter more than raw pace or power. Salah's been there, done that, and got the t-shirt multiple times over. The real question isn't whether Mo Salah can still perform at the highest level. It's whether the rest of the league is ready for what's coming when this Liverpool side clicks into top gear. We're 4 games into a new era, adapting to a new system, integrating new players, and we're still perfect. That should terrify our rivals, not encourage them. So here's my challenge to anyone still doubting our Egyptian king. Keep that same energy when he's lifting trophies come May. Because writing off Mohamed Salah isn't just disrespectful, it's downright dangerous. Champions don't just disappear overnight. They evolve, they adapt, and they find new ways to hurt you when you least expect it. You reckon this is just Mo pacing himself for another legendary season? Or are the doubters actually onto something for once?